Well, hello everybody. Today is Saturday, June 11th, and it is 12:50 p.m. And I just finished grading all of the tests, and you should now be able to look in the grade book and see the first four My Math Lab assignments, the first quiz, and the first test grade. Okay. Um, and just I want to answer some questions about the tests and the grading for the test before you have the chance to think about it. All right, I just think it'd be easier this way. Um, Now, with the test, some of you will notice that your grade in the Canvas gradebook is higher than your grade on My Math Lab originally was. And that's because when you send your work in, if you missed a question on My Math Lab, but it was just due to a small miscalculation, something very minor, then I gave you some points back, okay? So that's one reason why your grade might be a little higher. Well, that's the only reason, actually, that your grade would be a little higher. Um, and for others, the grade's going to be the same because you didn't get any partial credit, but you didn't miss anything either. And for some of you, the grade will be a little lower. That means as you took the test on My Math Lab, you got whatever grade you got, and you might see a lower grade recorded in the Canvas gradebook. So I'll talk a little bit about why that is. It's up here you see the instructions for the first test. If your grade was lower on Canvas, your recorded final grade for the test, if it was lower than what it originally was on My Math Lab, it's because of something in the instructions. I wanted to be clear about the instructions and make sure that you are aware of everything that I wanted you to do and so on. But here they are, okay? If your grade is lower on Canvas for test one than it was on My Math Lab, it comes down to something right here, most likely, okay? So you need to send your work in for questions 23 through 28, okay? And send it to my Gmail address right there, that address right there. Send it as a PDF, okay? So when I made a video about the procedure for the first test before the first test even came to us, I mentioned about that I would like to work as a PDF, and I told you how I'd do it and so on. Anyway, so yes, as it says there, send your work as a single, as in one PDF. And if you don't send your work in, then you don't get credit for questions 23 through 28. Like if you got them right, but you didn't send the work in, then, I can't give you credit because I'm wanting to see work for those questions. Also, send your work within 30 minutes. If you sent it 2 days later, that's not within 30 minutes, okay? Uh, my rationale for this is you're taking the test at home and it's not proctored. I mean, I got to do something to just keep it as honest as I can, even if it's not perfect. And for me to ask you to send work in for some of the questions and to send it in right away, like within some reasonably fast amount of time, 30 minutes, then I feel like I'm doing something to keep it as honest as I can. All right. So yes, if you did not send the work in at all, or you sent it in 2 days later, or then you're not following these instructions, and you would have missed some points for that. Okay. To get credit for your work, let's say you did send it in and you sent it on time and in the right format. It needs to be neat and it needs to be complete, right? Showing work does not mean writing down the question and then writing down the answer. That's not showing work. I can't really explain why. I just hope that you understand why that's not showing work. Um, anyway, so what's the rough metric for showing work? I said you should aim to show about the same amount of work that I show in the videos. I show more work than most people ultimately will. In the videos, I show more work because I don't want to skip a lot of steps. But I say about the same amount of work. If you're skipping some important steps, like if you show 2 steps and in the video there were like 7, then I don't think that you're showing about the same amount of work. Okay, so that's what I was looking for there. And other than that, you know, I mean, these were the instructions, and that's what I was asking you to do. So, uh, if you didn't do something here the right way, then that would have made your final grade for the test on Canvas a little lower than it was on MyMathLab. Okay, so when in doubt, just follow the instructions. That's all I really ever ask you to do. Now, it's almost already time for test 2. I have my calendar right here, and so test 2 is due on the 13th, Monday the 13th by 11 p.m. And I'll be making it available tomorrow afternoon, but the procedures will be the same as they were for test 1. So you already know what to expect. Um, I'll put, you know, I'm thinking like maybe it might be 4 or 5 tomorrow afternoon. And then you can take it from there. Just make sure that it's due. It's submitted by 11 p.m. on the 13th. But other than that, let me know if you have questions, and good luck on the test.